Sing to the rock, sing to the tree, sing to the firefly lighting up the sky. Sing, sing to the sea.
Hello, I'm Mary Wheelan, and this is The Song, a show that features songwriters and their original songs. And today, I am very pleased to present Rick Murnane.
It's good to be here, Mary. Thanks. Shame, child, shame about your reputation. You used to be the one that we all had faith in. You got caught crying wolf about someone, and nobody believes you now that the damage is done. Damage is done. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Damage is done. Cry, girl, cry for all the good it does you. It ain't no surprise that he no longer loves you. You treated him worse than you ought to treat anyone, and he don't like you much now that the damage is done. Damage is done. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Damage is done. Tell us a hard luck story. Tell us the same old lines. Tell us whatever you want to now, honey, 'cause it ain't gonna work this time. The damage is done. Damage is done. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. Damage is done. Boy, oh boy, you really did it, didn't you? All on your own, and I ain't kidding you. All by yourself with no help from anyone, and nobody loves you now that the damage is done. The damage is done. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. The damage is done. All the downtown ladies seem to be so cool. When you get the fashions down, they rewrite the rule. All the downtown ladies, they never wear a frown. You'll never see them down and out when you go downtown. All the downtown ladies selling suits all day. When you let them out at night, they go out and play. All the downtown ladies, they never wear a frown. You'll never see them down and out when you go downtown. All the downtown ladies want what they can buy. Yeah, they gotta have the things they need, or at least they're gonna try. All the downtown ladies are tired of making do. They want the pretty, pretty boys, yeah, but they settle for me and you. All the downtown ladies always make the scene, absolutely fabulous and perfectly serene. All the downtown ladies, they never wear a frown. You'll never see them down and out when you go downtown. 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 Hey, Petula. Downtown.
Well, Rick, I really enjoyed those first couple of songs there that you
Thanks.
did.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Now, are they from albums that you have already out?
Both of them are, yeah.
Yeah?
The first one is called Damage Is Done, and I've recorded that with a band I used to be in called Groupe de Ville. And then I put it on my first solo record as well, the Wednesday Child album that came out in 2010. The second song is quite an old song. It's one of my favorites that I've written, and it has a story in. I used to work in the Hartford Civic Center shops way back when I was in college, and there was a lady shop there, and we all had crushes on the ladies who worked there. They always looked so good every day. They always dressed to the nines and whatever they were selling, and they were just regular people like everybody else, but they always looked like they just walked out of like Glamour magazine or Mademoiselle. And everybody thought that they were unapproachable, but they were just regular people, and kind of learned that from them, and that we were all just people. And and the song came out of it, because they're at the end, you know, they're just making a living and doing what they can, but looking really beautiful doing it.
Good. Now, I know you're doing the finishing touches now on an album.
I'm actually working on 3 projects right now. I'm co-producing and engineering an album for a friend, and I'm also going to be recording an album this year, probably an EP, probably a 6-song project with a band that I have, a duo that I have with another songwriter from Connecticut named Bill Cataldi, and we have a band called the Prestons, and we've recorded 2 records already, and we're going to put another one out this year. But I do have a 3rd solo record in the works. I just haven't done any vocals for it. I've got a lot of the music recorded, but none of the vocals yet.
And it says that the working title is Words in the Wind?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the final title. It's a line from one of the song lyrics.
Great. Now, how would you compare it to earlier albums?
This one sounds better. I think I'm getting better at being an engineer, and I've learned a few things since the last record I put out. And I'm very happy with the way this one sounds. The instruments sound very natural, and there's fewer of them. I've tried to put a lot more air into the songs.
Great. And I noticed that when I printed out your discography, it was several pages long because you've done not only solo albums, but albums for other people, where you've been the sound engineer and the producer, and sometimes you're doing vocals and you're doing all these things.
Yeah, or being a guest artist on some of them. Some of them are albums that I do one very small part of, but it's part of the resume, as it were.
Yeah.
I like working with other people as well as on my own stuff.
Yeah, great. Well, I know you have a couple more songs. We'll talk a little bit after.
Great.
We got a few more songs, actually, but you can do a couple more. And
I'll do two more now.
Okay, and then we'll talk a little more.
Great.
He'd never been to New Orleans, but when the morning came, he opened his eyes, and he opened the blinds, and he opened a window, and he heard the sound of a funeral march, marching right through town. He'd never been down to breakfast in a fine hotel, but the food was good, but he wished they would simply open a window so he could hear the sound of a funeral march, marching right through town. And he said to himself, has this all been going on while I wasn't listening? And he thought to himself, never more will I miss out on all that I've been missing. Never been a jazz man or paid it any mind, but today the voice of that heavenly noise through an open window left him with the sound of a funeral march, marching right through town. Yeah, funeral march, marching right through town. A funeral march, marching right through town. If I saw you on a train, would I feel inclined to chat you up and get your number? Would you mind, or would you think now here's a fool gone 7 miles astray? Would you just get up and move 2 cars away? I might be heading down a long decline, I might be living a lie, I might be dancing and I might be dreaming, but you will be the reason why. If you knew me years ago, you'd know me better now. Maybe you'd join in, play the game, and show me how I could throw off all these inhibitions I've put on and overcome the feeling that I'm too far gone. I might be heading down a long decline, I might be living a lie, I might be dancing and I might be dreaming, but you will be the reason why. Won't you tell me if you can, and am I really getting through? Let me know the way things are with you. And if you catch me staring, don't avert your eyes, just give me a smile and imagine my surprise. I might be heading down a long decline, I might be living a lie, I might be dancing and I might be dreaming, but you will be the reason why. You will be the reason why. You will be the reason why.
Well, those were really great. I really enjoyed those
Thanks.
too. Yeah.
It's
now-
fun being here. This is
Yeah.
really a great thing you're doing, so thanks for having me.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming.
It's good to be here.
So, anyway, I know that you have your songs available on, is it Bandcamp?
Yeah, they're on. I've got a couple of Bandcamp pages. One for Rick Murnane Bandcamp, and another one as the Prestons. We have some of our two of our records available there too.
Now, and I noticed you used to have it on iTunes, but not anymore, right?
Yeah, I just found that it's easier to work with simplifying things, and I get more control over what I put up on Bandcamp. So
Good.
it's also available in a lot of different formats, and for the people who like my music, I hesitate to call them fans. That seems a little bit presumptive, but fans around the world like to be able to download them in different formats, and they can do that on Bandcamp a little more easily.
Good. So, okay. So if somebody's from, like, say, lives in Asia or something, they may need a different format than people here.
Yeah, as I've got some fans in Japan, one of whom actually came to the last show I did at the Iron Horse, so that was kind of fun. Yeah,
cool.
She flew in for it. The first song that I did in that segment, by the way, was a song that I recorded with the Prestons. It's called Funeral March. And that was one of our favorites. So it's fun. I like to do it myself too, but it sounds good with the two of us doing it. Sorry, Billy.
So now you mentioned Bandcamp. You have
I have CDs available at
CDs
shows.
available too.
I only sell them at shows. It's kind of like the market has become such a thing that, they're just not that big anymore. So I find that people are more willing to buy CDs as kind of a souvenir of a fun evening rather than just to go to a shop and buy a local album. So I stopped selling them in stores and just have them on Bandcamp for download, and then it shows.
Great.
It's worked out well, and it's simple. Simplification is good. It's the key when you're managing and doing everything yourself.
Now, how long have you been writing songs?
This is a kind of a landmark year for me. This Christmas will be the 50th anniversary of me getting my first guitar. Wow. Before then, I was banging away on my dad's. But in 1966, I got one. It was very bad, but I love you, Grandma. It was a really good gift, and look what you started. But I think I started writing songs about that time. I just like the idea of the song, and everything I do is kind of to serve whatever songs I write or other songs by other people that I'm playing. And I just like writing songs.
Great.
I like making up stories. I can't write novels, but I can write small stories and put them to music.
Which some people would have trouble with, trying to tell the whole story in just a few minutes. Yeah.
I've heard tell that you're either a diarist or a storyteller. And John Lennon was a diarist. He wrote about himself quite a bit in his later years, at least. But I find that you can do that when you're an interesting enough and well-known personality that people care about your daily existence. I'm not at that point, so I have to make stuff up.
Yeah, and make it really universal so people can really relate
That's the
to it.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to be able to come up with a story that resonates, even though it might have somebody in mind when I write it, that it could resonate in a lot of different situations.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to ask you, since you have been writing for a lot of years and playing guitar for 50 years now, I want to ask you about any advice you may have for young people just kind of getting into writing songs or playing guitar or other instruments.
Playing guitar, I love the guitar because it's very portable. It's like an orchestra you can carry around with you, and a lot of people play it and a lot of people love it, and learn to play it, get a good instructor, and play with as many people as you can is really the best advice I can give. I took lessons for a short time and then learned exponentially more just by playing with other people and people that were better than I was. And just paying attention to what they do. Every time you see a concert, watch what the players' hands are doing. And the same works for other instruments too. I'm trying to learn how other instruments work now for when I'm arranging songs in the studio. And for instance, I've put some strings on the latest project, and I'm playing them, I'm triggering samples on a keyboard, but you have to think, how would the string player attack the note? How would it sound? It can't be an abrupt start or abrupt finish. There's a certain way that the bow would work, and you have to think that way. So when a new student is taking up an instrument, it's really important to see what people who are good at it are doing. How do they work their hands? How does she sing while playing at the same time? Because that's a big deal, trying to be able to play well and sing well. So watch and learn. And play a lot of different instruments.
That sounds like some very good advice.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
Yeah. Okay, well, I know you have a couple more songs.
Yeah, you want to hear them?
Yes, I would really love to hear them.
Well, let's do them.
I could tell when I first met you that you had a heartache on your mind, a lot of history to get through, and a lot of pain to leave behind. And if you want me to, I'll stay with you, and we'll put everything to rights. And you don't have to continue being cold and lonely on these winter nights. It's nice that you live on the Green Line. We can go to Fenway in the spring, and the curse is lifted in the meantime. And you know I wouldn't change a thing. And if you want me to, I'll stay with you. We'll put everything to rights. And you don't have to continue being cold and lonely on these winter nights. I can tell that you kinda like me, and I've got a pocket full of change, just enough to get us a cup of coffee before we catch the train. And if you want me to, I'll stay with you, and we'll put everything to rights. and you don't have to continue being cold and lonely on these winter nights. If I come to call when I'm in town, if I come to call when I'm in town, will you let me in or will you turn me down? And if I take you dancing on a Friday night, if I take you dancing on a Friday night, will your mama cry or will it be alright? And if I come to dinner on a Saturday, if I come to dinner on a Saturday, will you send me home or will you ask me to stay? And if we go to a meeting on that Sunday morn, if we go to meeting on that Sunday morn, will I beg forgiveness or give thanks that I was born? If I come to call when I'm in town, if I come to call when I'm in town,